Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Wednesday, May 15th, 2024. This is my daily vlog, my regular morning stand-up, where I report on what I've been doing and doing next to make content creation indefinitely sustainable. Not just somewhat sustainable, as it has been for the last 18 months, but that's what we're working on. Let's start with yesterday. I had a little technical trouble this morning, and I'll tell you about it at the end, but start with yesterday. Yesterday was podcast editing day. It was a very brief one because we had a short rewind cycle we're in, and but even though in the maybe an hour or so we were on, we got the rewind completely done and edited, and we even went through all the steps to publish it and upload it and mark up the commercial breaks and all that stuff. So I did more of the like the peripheral tasks you have to do outside of just creating an audio file, right? Because it has to get out there. So we did all of that and got all of that done. So productive. And then, so the game I've selected for my Friday plays, I'm now getting hooked on. So I was playing some more of that, did a little writing for that to prep for that, got the thumbnail ready, things like that. So that I walk into Thursday ready to go play the game, which is tomorrow. So it's become a fun part of my week to kind of decide what it is by Monday or Tuesday, play it, learn about it, get decent at it, and it's a fun cycle. So I'm enjoying it. So I think I'll be ready for tomorrow now. I'm in good shape. I didn't get to working on the long form video. I seldom do on Tuesdays because you have that half day, and even though it was a longer half day, depending on how you look at it, I just didn't get to it yet. But because I felt like I hadn't been productive enough, I said, let's make some more short videos. So I pulled another old video and generated 12 more shorts out of it. I still need to upload those and have them put the captions on them. But I chopped them up and made the individual segments. So I have another couple of weeks of those on top of the ones I made just the other day. And then in the evening, early evening, by 5 or so, I'm like, a friend had messaged me with this weird pretending to be an old Atari game called Oil Strike 75, and I've been wanting to look at it. I played a little bit of it. Let's live stream this. It's right up our alley of what kind of cool stuff we would like, and it's free. It's on Steam. It's called Oil Strike 75. I don't want to spoil it. If you didn't see the live stream, look, you could play the whole game in like an hour and a half, the whole thing. It looks like an old Atari game. That's what you think it's going to be. Something else happens. I don't want to tell you, spoil it, nothing. It's really clever. Anyway, we had a great time. I streamed for like an hour and a half. Torque, a relatively new but very engaged member over on GenXGrownUp, bought like 10 memberships for the people who were there, and there were like 50 or 60 people viewing. So we have even more members who will get the benefit of getting early videos now for the next month, so that's awesome. It was just a very productive evening. I felt like I didn't get enough done during the day, and I'm like, let's do something more. Let's do some extra. So I did that live stream, so it worked out well. Let's talk about stats then. So I have this target of 10,000 views and 50 subs average over the last seven days. A little lower today, 12,000 views, still above my 10. 40 subscribers, dipping a little. Yeah, you can see it on the chart. There was a high weekend. It's kind of coming down a little bit. So no new milestone. I expect tomorrow we'll have one, I hope, maybe. We're getting close. We'll see how that goes. Let's talk about today then. So today I want to work on the follow-up on that basic fun Pac-Man. Shouldn't be difficult to do. It's just motivation. It's get my butt in here and push record. That's always the hardest part. Speaking of which, where's my other phone camera? I thought it was charging here. I just, in my mind, like in my brain, I'm already like, well, when I do that, I'll plug this in and do this, and I went look. That's how my brain is. It's just as soon as I mention doing something, I start thinking of the logistics of how to do it, and it sidetracks me from the thing I'm doing, which is talking to you. Sorry. I'll work on that today. Hopefully, I'll get it out today. If not today, then tomorrow. Then I'll do any final preparation for my Friday plays and have it ready to knock out tomorrow. A little bit of writing right at the beginning and the ending, I guess. My on cam, and then this evening at 7 o'clock Eastern, live on YouTube and Facebook, will be the newest episode of 1980s Now. It's a regular Monday podcast. We record it live though on Wednesdays, so we'll be there. So if you're around, join us for that. So I'll tell you about my little technical hurdle this morning. So I have my camera uses USB instead of the rechargeable tiny little camera batteries. I haven't adapted so it can use a big USB brick, and I have 2 of them, and I swap them out. When one is down to 1 dot, I swap them out. And so mine was low on 1 dot, and I've learned, don't start recording on 1 dot, it could run out. So I swapped the batteries, the camera wouldn't come on. And after 15 minutes of what the heck is going on, well, it's the battery brick. Even though the light is on, it doesn't have enough voltage to even charge a phone. I've never seen a brick die like that, but it took, it just took round and around and around. Like I trusted, well, the 4 lights are on, it's fully charged, right? Why would I even check to see? It says it's fully charged. But those lights just say, like, I don't know what it says, but whatever it is not putting out enough voltage to do anything. Certainly not to turn on this camera. So, instead of going back and checking the most obvious, plug in something else like I would do on other electronics. I just trusted that little battery, but it wasn't the case. So I got a source. I have it plugged into this other weird battery now that's balanced on top of my camera and it's about to fall. So I need to get another one of these little slimline batteries because I put it in a little C-clamp and hold it in place. And anyway, that's not terribly interesting probably, but it's the kind of little minutia that you run into every day that often just like I was talking about, I was starting to think about, oh, what about, where's my other phone camera? That happened to me too. Like, instead of like just find a battery and swap it out, I got sidetracked and derailed, and I was already on Amazon looking up batteries, and why? I'm over the hump. Why am I sidetracked? Yeah, it's sometimes I fight myself with that. I'm like, stop getting sidetracked. Stop going down that other path. And it definitely damages my velocity sometimes, like it did this morning, where I'm like, I could have had this out 20 minutes sooner, but I got I went down a rabbit hole of figuring out why. I have to know why. Remember we talked before about I hate when things fix themselves. If it's broken, I'm gonna know why it broke. It's that thing. Like, I'm like, why are the lights on? It doesn't say power. Is the second port working? What if I, how much? Doesn't matter. It's dead. Throw it away. Get another one. It's $10. Stop complaining. Yeah. So I want to know why. So, yeah. Over that technical hurdle, I'll find a battery and replace that and get it out of the way. You go ahead and get after it. Get busy today. Thank you for popping in to check out today's vlog. If you did, if you're here every day, you know that I love you for that. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great Wednesday. Remember to do something good for yourself at some point today. Take the time and do it. And I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.